Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series number 35 Leader Class Revenge of the Fallen Jetfire. And wow, this figure, I'd say he's near enough masterpiece quality. This is such an amazing figure and I really do like this figure, and the fact that he's able to combine with the Studio Series Optimus Prime is without a doubt amazing. So, in this video, we're obviously going to take a look at Jetfire, but this video is going to start off a bit different, as you see. First off, we're going to take a look at his his jet form. After that, we're going to transform him to his robot form. Then I'm going to separate all the pieces so we could combine him with Optimus Prime. And then after the video, if there is time, I will show you how to transform him back into this jet mode. So, before we continue on the review, like I said, it's gonna be about Jetfire. We're gonna take a look at the box, the backdrop. We're gonna do some size comparisons and stuff like that, and whatnot. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Jetfire in a closer look. So here we can see Jetfire in a much closer and really cool perspective, and I think that this figure has come out really well. I got this figure a bit earlier this year, around June. You saw that toy hunt that I made, and I found it at Walmart and stuff. So yeah, watch that video if you want. I do recommend it. I just need more views. But yeah, overall this is an amazing figure. Even though one of the hinges is broken, I have accidentally broken one of the hinges. So if that does pop out, please bear with me and I'll try to fix it. And while this figure is actually really cool, I was not expecting any of the engineering that's in this figure to ever be on the Studio Series. So first off, his cane actually acts as this front wheel for the jet mode. His axe does tuck in real nicely. Everything tucks in really nicely on the bottom and everything. We can see these parts real nice, and even his head tucks in real nice, and sometimes at certain angles it's hidden. Now, to scale with other figures, I'm just gonna bring in another Transformer Revenge of the Fallen figure, like the Deluxe Class Sideswipe, and we can overall see that Jetfire is an extremely large figure. We can see he's overall a large figure, and and for the price that he's at, is really worth it. And this guy could sometimes not go up to 8.5 inches, but even 10 inches, I believe so. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Jetfire's box. So, his box, I was really surprised at the box. Taking a look at the box, overall, a nice Studio Series box, same old, but except this box is thicker than the other Studio Series boxes. Let's first take a look at the box itself. Right here we can see a nice CGI render of Jetfire Studio Series 35. Right here we can see Jetfire in the CGI mode, 35. We can see the pyramid fight scene in the background. But here, this side of the packaging shows a darker version of Jetfire in a different pose, and I really do like this image a bit better than that one, because I just like how this one looks like. And then on the back of the box, it shows Jetfire transforms in 36 steps to from a robot to a Lockheed SR-71 Lockheed Martin Blackbird jet thing. I don't know, but anyways, he transforms into this type of jet. And wow, everything on this figure is really amazing. And if you did own the original OG 2009 figure, then you know how Hasbro has improved from this to this. So I think that's really cool. His iconic movie scene is the Pyramid Desert Battle, where Jetfire makes the ultimate sacrifice, heroically giving up his parts to restore the strength of Optimus Prime. So if you remember in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Jetfire said to Optimus, "Take my parts and you will have a power you never known, fulfill your destiny," and stuff like that. So that Optimus Prime could defeat Megatron and the Fallen in that movie. And I really did like that scene. It was one of my favorite scenes in Transformers, in the whole Transformers movie sagas. And then right here, like I said, the original Studio Series figures, not the original ones, but the previous figures, they always advertised another figure. So I really did like that, and I really wish they would have done that more. But overall, I think they probably did that. They probably took it off for a reason or something. But I just really do like how it does look like. So without further ado, let's transform Jetfire into his robot form. So now the transformation, whatever. But for the untransformation, what you're simply gonna have to do is remove all of his accessories. That being this cane right here, which will also act as a gun for Optimus Prime. So in cane mode, you're just gonna extend it all the way, so it does look like this. And I think that it's really sculpted nice and everything, and it looks really detailed, and everything looks how it did look like in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Right here, we remove his axe. And if I do remember Jetfire only uses his axe only, I think, in maybe one scene in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen when he stabs Scorponok, but I'm pretty unsure. But tell me in the comment section down below what if he uses his axe besides that scene. So you're gonna disengage these pieces right here. You're gonna untap those pieces. After that, you're just gonna come to right here, unfold the legs like that. After that, you're just gonna have to make sure this whole region goes outward like this. So that this region as well. You're going to make sure this whole area is disconnected from the head. You're going to make sure these pieces do fold in like so. And then simply just going to make them keep folding in like that. And then after that, just going to fold in this piece as well. And now that we have the torso done, now we can already see Jetfire's body being complete. We're just gonna connect the two halves of his waist together, like so. After that, we're gonna move our attention towards the legs right here. And then after that, we're just gonna make sure this piece right here does this disconnect right here. So that we're gonna unfold that piece right there. Unfold this piece, I believe. Just gonna unfold that piece as well. Then you're gonna in fact rotate his entire thigh like so, like that. And in this whole region, you're just simply gonna just kind of bring it upward like so. Just kind of do that right there. And then just gonna move this part like so. And now that that is done, we're just going to reattach this piece right here, but we'll just reattach it later. We're going to do the same process on the other side, you know. It's just simply disconnect this part right here, unfold the leg, flip the entire thigh. While you're flipping it, you just want to move this piece upward like so. Just going to flip this part right here, the entire leg like that. And after that, you're going to have to make sure the toes on the legs do in fact fold out. So just showing you how they do fold out. You're simply going to make them just go like so. Like that. After that, we can see Jetfire looking pretty peculiar, if I do say so myself. You're going to fix the back right here. We're just going to make sure this whole piece does fall down like so. So now that that is done, just going to make sure that this piece goes right there. That piece as well. And then you're going to connect his shoulder piece right there. Flip this like that. Fix the hands like so. Fix his sideburns right there. And then just going to simply just fix the legs so that he does appear in a kind of crouchish position. Like so. I do recommend leaving him in this kind of crouchish position right here. And there, now that being said, here we have Jetfire fully transformed into his robot mode. So having Jetfire fully transformed up, overall this is an extraordinary figure. This figure is amazing. I absolutely love this figure. The attention to detail that's applied, the paint, the sculpt work, everything on this figure looks amazing. We can see, if we take a look at Jetfire's chest and everything, his abdominals and everything, we can see how much attention to detail has put in the sculpt work and the paint work as well as the thighs, these weird chicken legs, even the face itself. Although one thing I do have a problem with is this tiny little piece right here that just obscures the eye. But as we know, in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Jetfire did have enormous big eyes. So he had big eyes in the movie, and he did have like some sort of piece of metal that cuts through it. But we can see what Hasbro's intention was, but they just kind of ruined the figure a bit. But I just think that this figure is just very good. The articulation it has is immense. So I mean, there's a lot of ratchet joints right here especially these two are ratchet joints. This one as well, where the thigh is, there's also a ratchet joint. Right here, there's multiple hinge joints on the arms and stuff. Now, the wrists are articulated, but unfortunately the hands cannot open and close. That is what the DNA design kit is for, that came out, I think last year, for this specific figure, and I think that this just looks cool. Even with or without the upgrade kit, this figure does look really amazing. So just showing you how he does look like. I think that this looks amazing. From behind, he looks nice. From the sides, everywhere, he looks nice. So I think that this is a really nice figure. I have him in the crouch position where he's like about probably 8 inches tall. And comparing with Optimus Prime, or even he's a bit more than 8 inches tall. But comparing to Optimus Prime, we can overall see how small Optimus Prime is, and Jetfire completely dwarfs his size, just makes him look so small. And the same thing can be said for Megatron. Jetfire just makes Megatron look so small. So we're just gonna have Jetfire and Optimus Prime right here. Megatron and Optimus Prime, and we can see how small they are compared to Jetfire. Even with other bigger figures, such as the Transformers Studio Series, Revenge of the Fallen, Leader Class, Scavenger, even with him, we can see that Jetfire still is a bit bigger, even though they should around be probably the same size, although I feel like Demolisher should be a bit bigger. But I still think that it's what Hasbro's intention for this figure is really, without a doubt, really cool. So overall, I really do like this figure and everything, and it's an absolute must-have figure if you could get it. Man, many people on Amazon, eBay are pricing this figure like $100 just for this figure. I mean, it's good and all, but it's a really great figure, but they're just trying to rip you off and stuff. So if you could find it in the store, which is going to be so hard now, good luck. But anyways, what I did want to show you is how to combine Jetfire with Optimus Prime. So the first thing you're gonna have to do, his axe, it's a nice axe and everything. Let's take a look at the axe. Overall, it looks really nice. The silver, the gray, everything on the axe looks nice. And now here's the cane. Now the thing with the cane is that it does turn into it just turns into a gun that's on Optimus Prime's arm. So just to do that, you're just gonna bend it down like this till that piece tabs in. Then this piece as well will have to bend down like that. It tabs in as well, and now we have a gun ready for Optimus Prime. And Jetfire did come with one more accessory, but that accessory was specifically made for the Studio Series Optimus Prime, and it is this piece that connects Jetfire's parts to Optimus Prime's chest piece and everything. So yeah, if you're wondering what this is for an Optimus Prime figure for when you are going to combine Optimus Prime with Jetfire. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave Optimus Prime to the side for now. Just gonna have him like this in that crouch when he was gonna combine with Jetfire. So I'm just gonna have him in that little crouch right there. And now for the combination for Jetfire, it's actually really simple. The first thing you're gonna have to do is simply just remove the legs like so. They're gonna be on this kind of weird slide in piece right here. Just simply pop them out like that. It really requires a really amount of force to do. After that, you're just gonna leave it like this. You do the same process to the other side. Deattach the leg as well. You're just gonna deattach it like so. Like that. Now that is deattached, what you're simply gonna have to do is get Optimus Prime, get his legs, flip them like this, so that they do resemble something that looks along the lines like this. And then you're gonna simply do the same process on that side. After that, now here's the thing. You're gonna get the legs. You're gonna unveil this little gap right here. Now there are two tabs on Optimus Prime's like torn legs, and then now they do attach right here. So you're just simply gonna attach that right there, and then now this piece is gonna fall in right there, as this piece as well is gonna flip, and now this circular tab will go into that circular slot right there and there. And it's your option to have the wheels, this wheel down. Personally, I would keep it up for more movie accuracy, but for more clearance, I would actually keep it down right here, and then with this piece right there. But for more movie accuracy, I'm gonna keep it like that. So you're gonna repeat the same exact process on this side. So you're just gonna put this little tab in there. You're gonna shoot this right there. After that, you're gonna flip this piece. Whoops. After that, you're gonna flip this piece. you're gonna attach that piece right there, this little circular peg right there, whoops, right there, and then simply just fold this like that, and we can already see Optimus Prime's legs already his new legs becoming a reality, and I think that this just looks so cool on Optimus Prime. And we could even still have him crouched down like that, where he's combining with Jetfire to get new parts and everything. So we could still have him like that. Now here's the part, and please excuse if the back of Optimus Prime does look hideous. It's because some of the paint has worn off, and I have chipped off a few pieces. So what you're firstly gonna do is on these back parts right here, you're just simply gonna get these little tiny secret tabs right here. You're gonna flip them out like so. Then flip this out like that, and then these tabs right here are gonna fold out, and this part's gonna fold out like that. After that, you're just gonna simply separate these parts right here. So then you're gonna have to make sure this piece goes right there. This piece goes right there, and then we have Optimus Prime's back ready to combine with Jetfire. And I've been saving this review for one of the final reviews I may do this year. So yeah, but I'm still gonna do a lot more reviews. So like one of the greatest reviews I'm gonna do this year. So I've been saving Optimus Prime for this occasion. And then after that, you're just gonna simply get to Jetfire, deattach these pieces, and I did not show you how to attach them earlier, but these little hanging pieces, you're gonna attach them like so right here. So that's for the robot transformation. So let's just deattach them so that we could combine Optimus Prime. After that, this whole piece right here, you're gonna have to deattach it like so. Deattach it like that. And now that that is done, this will act as a cannon for Optimus Prime. So you're just simply gonna get this piece right here. After that, unfold out these pieces. You're gonna simply deattach these pieces, and these pieces will act as shoulder pieces for Optimus Prime. So let's bring in Optimus Prime back into the scene. And then now I recommend the part that shows more detail on it. I recommend that you do make it face toward you, like on the connected to the figure like this. Do the same process on the other side. And it's your option to have these last pieces bended, but it's up to you. But I personally kind of like it bended. It just kind of gives me a more Revenge of the Fallen movie vibe, especially when Optimus Prime looks up and he says, "Let's roll," and then he just he flies up, and I feel like it looks cool, so I'll just leave it like this. Now for this piece, it's really kind of simple, kind of hard to do. So you're just gonna simply attach these pieces down like so. After that, you're gonna attach these pieces right here like that. Circular hand right there. After that, there are some tabs right here on Jetfire's hands right here, I believe. And I think you do have to do another step or something. You're gonna flip them like this so that the hands could attach or something. I'm not so sure, but we'll just leave it like that. And then you're just gonna do the same process on the other side, where you flip this whole region right here, tuck it in right here, and then connect that piece. And there, that's the piece. That's the part I was trying to tell you how to connect the piece. So you just simply gonna make sure this whole region is aligned up like that. Then you're gonna have to make sure this tab does in fact connect right here, like that. And then this piece right here will act as the holder. And then after that, you're just gonna have to make sure that this piece covers Jetfire's head so that no one can see it. And then these pieces do tuck in like that so that no one could see the parts or anything like that. And then now we have Jetfire's cannon ready. Now for the jetpack. Here's the interesting part. Right here, there are two pieces right here. You're just simply gonna separate them like so, like that, and then you're gonna have to combine them together like this, so that they can become the cannon that Jetfire's head makes. So to simply attach it, I recommend kind of disengaging this whole region right here, or not. It's up to your personal preference. But I think if it's disengaged, it allows more clearance. After that, you're gonna attach Optimus Prime's arm right here, and then just gonna have that attached right there. And I think that this already looks really cool, especially from the view that he's at. I think that this looks really cool. So we're just gonna have that attached. Even though it's kind of heavy, I will attach it later on in the review. Now I just want to show you how to turn this into the jetpack. So you're just simply gonna fold out these pieces like here, and you're gonna fold in this piece right here. You're gonna fold it in like so, and this piece you're gonna just leave it like that. fold this piece right here. And then after that, you're just going to have to make sure that this piece does, in fact, tab right here where how it was in the jet mode. And then after that, we are simply just going to move on the back of Optimus Prime. And then simply attach it right here. There are many slots and tabs, so just see how this piece does attach. So we're just simply going to attach it real nice. And then we're just going to attach it right here. Make sure that this piece does fall in right here. This tab will go into that slot right there. So also another way you could do this is by tabbing in this rectangular blue piece right here, inside of the Jetfire body part right there, and then right there it's pretty simple to tab into the back. And then you're just gonna tab it in on the back. And then now with that being done, now let's just fix the back right here. Now I have messed up, so yeah. Overall, this is the correct transformation. So I'm just gonna show you how he does look like as he is finished. Now that we have Optimus Prime and Jetfire fully combined, let me show you how this red piece on Optimus Prime's chest does in fact become necessary. So these two pieces that were hanging and they were on Jetfire's side, you're simply just gonna attach them together like this. And after that, you're just gonna simply bring them up like that. Make sure that they are brought up, and then they will detach. I will guarantee that on every single Jetfire, these pieces will detach each time you're trying to put it on. So just bear that in mind. So just have this attached right here. So I'm just gonna move the camera a bit down so that it could be easier to attach. So simply just gonna make this piece go right here. That fold in this piece right here. Now that is done, the backpack is the jetpack is securely connected to Optimus Prime, and honestly I think Optimus Prime just looks so cool just like this, even without this piece. So honestly, if you do own the DNA design kit, this piece will be absolutely unnecessary for the cannon, as it does act as the cannon. I really think that it's not that well. The DNA design kit just fixes the whole cannon mishap thing with this figure. And now for this little gun right here, you just simply, there is this rectangular piece on Optimus Prime that we always wondered what it was for, and it is for the Jetfire body part, and we can see that this just looks really cool. And I will be displaying sometimes Prime like this on the shelf, even without that piece, because I just feel like that piece is an absolutely worthless when transformed with the body parts. So yeah, I think that Optimus Prime like this, Jet Power Optimus Prime, looks really cool. And now I do want to show you a size comparison of the Jet Power Optimus Prime with Megatron. So I'm just gonna show you a quick size comparison. Let's bring in Megatron right here, and we can overall see how Megatron's size has changed, and this is accurate. This is 100% accurate to how the upgraded Optimus Prime looked like in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, when he did fight Megatron and the Fallen in that very brief like 1 minute and a half battle. And I really do like how this looks like and everything. We could even have Megatron in the position where he shoots himself on accident right here, and where Optimus Prime is grabbing him and stuff. So overall, I think that this just looks really cool, especially with this exact Megatron when he blasts his face off and then he falls down. Optimus Prime defeats him, and then after that he kills the Fallen and everything. So I think that this figure just looks really amazing, especially in this angle. This figure looks absolutely amazing. So now this video has taken quite a bit, so I will not be showing you how to transform him into jet form, unfortunately, but I will be posting a just transformation video in the future. So please do expect on the channel. It won't be this month or anything. It'll probably be next year, probably in January. But I do guarantee that I will be posting a just transformation video. So let me just finish this video off with some final thoughts. So some final thoughts for the Transformers Studio Series 35 Leader Class Jetfire overall, a really nice figure, an absolute 10 out of 10 figure. I really do like this figure, and you should get this figure if you can find them. The articulation is really nice, even though I didn't go over that all that well. It's a really well articulated figure. Everything on this figure is good, can combine with the Studio Series Optimus Prime, specifically numbers 32 and 44. Number 5, I'm not so sure if he can combine, but I'll try to see if he can combine with him, although I do not have that figure just yet, so yeah, please stay tuned to the channel if I ever get that figure. But overall, I think that this figure is absolutely amazing, nice, and everything. I do recommend this figure. The MSRP price, which is the manufacturer sale retail, I don't know, something, but the price that this figure should be is $50. And I did want to show you this, that his box is actually quite bigger than any other Studio Series Leader Class box. So I'm just going to move Jetfire to the side for now, just to show you the size difference between like Studio Series Overload and Studio Series Jetfire. Just to show you the size difference, we can totally see that there is a size difference, a significant size difference between the boxes. And I think that they could have done the same thing with what's his name, Scavenger and Grinder, to make them a bit bigger. But overall, Hasbro just used the regular boxes, and I feel like if they really are gonna make bigger figures, they should make boxes that are this big. So that about concludes my video. I thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, leave a nice comment, and until my next review, I will see you then. Thanks for watching.